There's a man in every room who doesn't say much. He doesn't try to impress anyone. He doesn't explain himself. And yet somehow, the energy in the room bends slightly toward him. People laugh louder at his jokes. Wait a half second longer after he speaks. Make room for him without being asked. You've seen this man. You might not be able to describe exactly what he's doing. That's the point. What he's doing isn't visible. It's felt. They think it's about looks. Occasionally, it's height. Usually, they land on confidence, which is technically true but completely useless as advice. Telling a man to be more confident is like telling someone to be taller. What you actually need to know is what confidence looks like as a set of specific, learnable, observable signals. And those signals are running in every interaction, whether you're aware of them or not. In the 1960s, psychologist Albert Mehrabian published research that would become one of the most cited and most misunderstood findings in communication science. His conclusion: when someone is communicating feelings or attitudes, only 7% of the emotional message comes from the words themselves. 38% comes from tone of voice. 55% comes from body language and non-verbal signals. So what are the actual signals? There are 4 that compound on each other. Miss them all, and you run what I call the approval loop. Get them right, and the room organizes itself around you without a word being exchanged. The first is spatial ownership. High-status animals, and humans are animals, take up space. This isn't about being physically large. It's about how much of the available space you occupy relative to what you need. Low-status men compress. They sit with their elbows pulled in, shoulders forward, knees together, taking up as little room as possible. It's a submission posture. The second signal is reaction lag. Here's a pattern you can test today. Watch how quickly low-status men respond when someone speaks to them. They answer immediately, before the sentence has even fully landed. This reads as anxious. It signals that you've been waiting for permission to speak, that you need the interaction to go well, that you're tracking the other person's approval in real time. High-status men pause, not to be dramatic, not to perform mystery. They pause because they don't need to rush. The pause communicates that what they're about to say is worth the wait, and that they're not desperately scanning for signs that they're okay. A half second of stillness before you respond changes how your words land. This is something almost nobody teaches, and almost every low-status man gets wrong. The third signal is speech rate and silence. Men who are nervous speed up. When we feel socially threatened, when we're not sure we're welcome, when we're trying to hold someone's attention before they look away, our speech rate increases. We fill every gap. We rush to the punchline. We don't stop talking because stopping feels like losing ground. High-status men do the opposite. They speak at their own pace. They use silence not as a void to be filled, but as punctuation. A beat that gives weight to what came before. They don't chase the conversation. They let it settle around them. So what they do say carries more signal. The fourth signal is the approval loop itself. This is the one that's hardest to see in yourself, but most visible from the outside. The approval loop is the unconscious microscanning most men run in every social interaction. Watching the other person's face for signs that what you just said landed. Adjusting your next sentence based on their reaction, softening your opinion when you sense friction. It's not cowardice. It's a deeply wired social survival mechanism. We evolved in small groups where social rejection was a genuine threat. The problem is that in the modern world, the approval loop doesn't protect you. It broadcasts that you need protecting. Women, other men, potential clients, employers, everyone's social radar picks this up and assigns you a rank based on it. The man who doesn't need your approval carries himself differently. Not cold, not distant, just self-contained. His opinions don't shift with the room. He doesn't laugh at things he doesn't find funny. He's not waiting for your face to tell him how to feel. Here's the practical piece. You can't fake these signals through imitation. That just produces a strange mechanical version of confidence that people find off-putting. But you can train them systematically by changing the inputs, not performing the outputs. Take up space in low-stakes environments until it stops feeling deliberate. Practice the pause in conversations where nothing is at stake. Slow your speech rate when you're not nervous, so the pattern is available when you are. And start noticing the approval loop in yourself. not to judge it, but to catch it. You can't interrupt a pattern you don't see. The man in every room who the energy bends toward, he's not performing anything. He ran these patterns often enough, in enough situations, that they became his default. What you're seeing isn't charisma, it's calibration. And calibration is a skill, not a trait. The science has known this for decades. Mehrabian's research, Cuddy's postural studies, Dunbar's work on dominance hierarchies. What they all point to is the same thing. The signals that determine your social rank in any room aren't primarily what you say. They're what your body does while you're saying it. Most men never think about this once. The ones who do have an edge that's almost impossible to describe and completely impossible to miss. Subscribe if this reframed something. And if you want to go deeper on the actual mechanics of status and attraction, the link in the description is a good next step.